There's a couple kind of different experiences. There's the white light experience, which, I guess millions of people have the white light experience. And then there's the out of body experience where they can actually describe things that they wouldn't been able to describe. So,
right. While they were on, you're like, you were using this thing.
Yeah.
I heard someone say one time when they were looking at all these different things and they're examining, near death experience, they called it life after life.
Oh,
Instead of life after death, they called it life after life.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very powerful.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
man.
This is awesome because, we're doing this podcast and, good things are happening. And then it's I feel like we manifested this kind of. Hey, what's up? Oh, sorry.
Keep that. Keep that one in there.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
And this is Good Things Are Happening.
It really is.
It is really. That is really the name
really
of the
Good Things Are
podcast. And I remember when we came up with that name, it was the best day ever.
You came up with it, I think.
I did, but I'm a nice guy. See how I did that? I wasn't gonna be I came up. I said
you
we.
said we.
Said we came up with it.
Came up with it.
I believe. Well, I wouldn't have come up with it without you being part of it.
Alive.
So. Yeah, without you existing. So I give you credit. Unless it gets really big, then we gotta sign some stuff. No,
that's when we gotta. No.
Yeah, it's me. What's your name again?
Gregory Lewis Baldwin.
Yes. Okay. And we also have. This is the first time he's a guest. Well, he's been here before, but he's
our go-to.
He's our guy in the room now, Aiden Block.
Aiden, what's
Hello. What's up, Aiden? Greg, let's have a little check-in. What's going on with you, buddy?
All right, so what's going on? I had a big audition for a major TV show.
Major
TV show with an A-list actor, and you helped me with the audition.
I did help you. Can we say what the name of the show is?
I don't know. You know better than I.
No, I don't think we can. But I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Titanic 2.
No, it doesn't.
Titanic
I wish.
2. Yep.
I wish. What would Titanic 2 be?
I don't know. It'd be awesome.
It would be like,
I would watch Titanic versus Predator. Yeah, that'd be a good one. No, we did. I helped you do this audition. You helped me a bunch of times, and I felt good. So I was like, I felt good that I could be of service. You know, we did it over at the Improv.
Yeah. So the role is I play an MC at a nightclub, introducing a comedian,
which is something that you really do.
I do it for a living.
That is,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm so much better live doing it live than actually putting it on tape.
Don't say that. You did great, man.
I know, but it's like when I listen to comedy and I watch myself do comedy, I'm like, oh my God, I thought I was good. I'm terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to do the audition. I'm like, oh, this is horrendous.
Yeah.
I have that negative self.
Got dysmorphia.
Whatever it is, and which isn't good
because it was a great audition.
It was okay.
It wasn't. Let's be honest. You weren't you weren't doing it Daniel Day-Lewis style.
Yeah.
You weren't it wasn't a crazy ass part. It's a regular MC.
Just MC introducing a comedian.
It's not. Yeah, you just do it, and you did it great, man.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Did two? We did one with you shaved and one with you unshaved.
Then I shaved, and
then on one of them, I shaved your pubes for you.
You did. And
even though they're not on camera, I think it
No, I felt, that was the one we filmed naked.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I sent that in on the tape too. Different movie.
Different movie completely.
Completely different movie. But no, that's good. So it was my first audition, audition for a while. I got somebody that's submitting me for TV and film now. So
it's hard getting auditions, just being in the room, getting auditions.
And the casting director for this TV show is one of the biggest in LA.
Ooh.
So so it's good.
Are you gonna send her any chocolates or anything? Sweeten the deal.
I am. I'm gonna send her an all expenses paid cruise to Tijuana.
Okay, yeah. Just give her a comedy CD. Say, "Oh, I dare you to do that." Just be like, "Hey, would you like 2 tickets to the Improv?"
Yeah, give her a concert ticket.
See it for real. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I thought you had a great audition.
Thank you, buddy.
I got to direct you on it. I felt very. I felt very Steven Spielbergy. You were
great. You were telling me to try it this way.
I really was trying to get to my actor. You know,
you could direct, dude.
It was fun.
You have a lot of experience in film and TV. You could direct
a little bit. Yeah, Aiden was there as well. He was watching. I turned to him just to make sure everything was cool. I said cut, and then I'd turn to Aiden, and I'd be thumbs up, and he'd give me a thumbs up. I'd be like, okay.
So wait, hold on. Enough about me. What did you think of me in my audition?
I thought it was awesome.
Do you have any notes, Aiden?
Any notes? No, it seemed like how it should have gone, you know.
Okay. All right, good. I like that.
Seemed like how it should have gone.
Seemed like how it should have gone. I like that.
Terribly. That was great.
What's going on with you, buddy?
Oh, what's going on with me? Just been busy lately, man. Tomorrow's a big day. It's Christy's birthday tomorrow, my fiance.
Nice.
So I've just been planning stuff. You know, just I like to do nice things like
what are you gonna do?
Birthdays. It's weird too because I never celebrated birthdays growing up.
Yeah.
But when you're with someone who does celebrate birthdays and holidays, it's like, hey, I'm gonna do this, you know. And we celebrate them together because it's not like, you know, I'm not really a religious guy.
Yeah.
You know, at least that religion. So I don't really do birthdays or I don't like not do birthdays and holidays. So I go all out for her.
That's great.
Because she's away from her family. I want her to feel good.
That's great.
So I got some gifts off Amazon. I told her, I'm like, don't look at the email the next few days.
Okay.
And I don't know. She won't hear this until it's over. So I might take her to Disney tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's good.
It'd be a nice one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what's happening with me. Just busy doing the road a ton.
Yeah.
Boston, Providence, Dallas.
Nice.
Yeah, and auditioning like you, buddy.
Yeah. You're doing great, man.
Thanks, man.
I hope to have as much success as you have right now.
Oh, stop.
I aspire. No, I mean, seriously.
Greg,
you're doing so good, dude.
Look at you. You were in Spokane.
I know. I know. And but now I'm grateful for what I have. But I mean, I watch your success and I'm like, God damn, he's doing way better than me. I'm a loser.
I don't say that.
But it's awesome to see, dude. You're doing so good.
Well, thanks, buddy.
I always tell you, dude, you're one of the best comedians
Thanks.
out there.
Oh, man. Look at us just loving on each other.
And one of the best, right?
Yeah, he just hasn't get the popularity for it. You know?
Oh, thank you. I like how he gave me a slap of reality, though.
he brought you back down to earth.
I haven't gotten the shot that I need.
He's doing so great, man. It's just unfortunate. Nobody knows who you are.
I know horrible comedians who have like 10 times your followers. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is. It's crazy. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'll take it as a compliment.
Dude, I got recognized in the airport.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in Spokane.
Nice.
In Spokane, I was leaving, and this lady stopped me, and she's like,
"I bought meth from you."
Yeah.
Is that what she said?
She did. She recognized me from my drug test.
Okay.
Weren't you missing teeth?
You look different.
She recognized me from the show, and she's like, "Your show is amazing," and so it was pretty cool. That was my first airport being recognized in an airport. So
nice. I love getting recognized places. It's the coolest ever, dude.
Yeah.
Someone hit me up on Instagram. They were like, "I saw you at Costco the other day, but I was too embarrassed to say hi." And I'm like, dude, that would have made my day, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm picking up $5 rotisserie chicken. You don't think I need a little self-esteem boost, bro?
Yeah.
I'm eating a $1.50 hot dog and drink.
We're not in the point where we get bothered when people come to our table. I'm like, a mouthful of food,
bro. I'll be like, sit down here. You want to order something? Yeah, sit with me. Yeah. What are you doing? We bought a zoo? Yeah, come on, hang out. What are you doing after this, man? I saw that movie. I saw the TV show Baby Reindeer. Did you see that?
Oh,
it's about a
crazy.
comic, and he gets a crazy fan. I'm like, man, I wish if I could get like 50 of those. I would have her on social media. Just be like, hey, tell your friends about me, you know. She'd be like, can I have a piece of your hair? I'm like, yeah, just take it. Just try to promote the show.
It all.
Yeah. We got to sell out Georgia. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. So that everything is going good. Everything is going good. Living a good life.
Nice.
And life is good. But today we're talking about the opposite of life.
Yeah, no, so, well, kind of. So we're talking about both of them. So, so today's guest, so I was, a friend of mine, Frank, who I was actively involved in doing service work with in the jails or whatever. It's a really good friend of mine. He passed away over the pandemic. So they had the service on Zoom. And so one of the person that was leading the Zoom service was talking, and he had said, listen, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, listen, I know I've had an experience and I know for sure that he's okay. And that, so apparently I guess he had a near-death experience, and that, so I was intrigued. So I had him on my old podcast, and his story is fascinating. And so today's guest is Tom Wells. Welcome.
Thank you,
Mr.
Nick.
Wells. Yeah.
Hello, Dawson.
Thanks for being here.
It's my pleasure. Love being here.
So let's just jump right into your story. So you had a near-death experience when you were a kid. What happened?
Yeah, I went into the hospital 16 for just exploratory surgery. Once they opened me up, it became something more serious. And when I made it to the recovery room, now I'm 16 years old. I got long hair, scraggly beard. I don't know if that affected how much morphine they gave me.
Yeah.
But whatever they gave me was way too much for me. I was absolutely clean. And I arrested in the recovery room. Probably not very long. I don't know exactly how long, because with all the monitors, I'm sure they were right on top of me as fast as possible. I've looked into this, and they do say that people who've died from a result of a drug overdose or something like that have less of a memory of what happened than somebody who, say, died in a car crash.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So, there are three things that I remember from my experience. The first thing was that proverbial white light you always hear people talk about.
I always hear about the white light. Yeah.
But it's not just a white light. I've never experienced this white before or after this. It was kind of like a energetic white light, a pure white light. I've never seen that white before. But it was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The next thing I remember is the feeling of total peace, total calm, total serenity. And it goes beyond, I think, us humans being able to understand it. The closest I've come to being able to explain this is that if you'll take a moment and you try to think about the most peaceful time in your life, the most peaceful time you ever remember in your life, and get that in your head and try to remember how that felt. And then if you try to multiply that by 100 times, and if you can even conceive of that, you're still nowhere close to understanding the level of peace and serenity I felt in that moment. It just defies human understanding, I believe.
Which is strange, because it's kind of like in a moment like that, near death, it's almost like, whoa, you're going to die. It's time to freak out, all hands on deck, but instead you get this like serene calm.
Ernest,
if I knew if I was dying, I didn't realize I was dying at the time. It wouldn't have bothered me at all.
Ernest Hemingway I think it was Ernest Hemingway. He had a near-death experience also, and it was in the war, in a bomb, and he died and came back, and someone asked him what was it like, and he said dying would have been the easiest thing I've ever done in my life.
Ernest Hemingway. I think a similar thing happened to R.L. Stein, the great author.
So what happened? Yeah. So the white light, the serenity.
Yeah, the third thing that happened was this old man showed up that I sensed, that I knew, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And he told me it wasn't my time. I had to go back.
Wow.
Now, you fast forward 2 years from that experience, my grandfather passed away. My brothers, my cousins, we were down in the basement just going through things. I mean, he collected everything. It was great. And we're going through things, and we found an old family photo album. And as we're flipping through the pages, we get to a page, and there's a picture of that old man. That old man was my great-great-grandfather.
Wow.
Whoa.
I had never met him. I had no idea.
And the old man that you saw in your vision was him.
That old man that showed up and told me it was not my time. I had to go back.
He said it was not your time. What's the setting for this? Is he like hanging out? Like, is he in the white light, or are you guys like in a room, or like?
You know, I don't remember a setting. Things in our world, I guess, are different than, because I explained the white light. That white light was also a feeling. You know, the energetic part of it. The peace and serenity is a feeling, and this was a image in my head. You know, when I'm back here and when I'm away, it's just an image in my head.
Yeah,
there's nothing else to it but that person. So it's not like, you know, I die, I go to this nice living room in heaven, and we hang out, and I talk to my great-great-grandfather. You know, that's not how
I would want it to be one of those Pizza Hut buffets. You know? It'd be nice. I would feel calm. Yeah.
You know, for each of us, it might be unique. You might actually find that to be true.
I'd be like, I'm in hell. What did I do? I should have went to church.
Now you show up and there's Brussels sprouts everywhere.
Oh God,
cauliflower.
If I start
Welcome
seeing
to hell,
bro. If I start seeing cauliflower, then I'm like, what did I do?
It's super hot and there's cauliflower everywhere. So this is crazy. So you know, I heard this when you told me this story before. I was so fascinated by it because my brother passed in 2019, and Frank's death was after that. And I heard your story, so I'm like, I've had these serendipity things, but to hear, so you died, you passed away. You went to the white light, you meet an old man, he tells you it's not your time, and then so you go back. Were you in a coma or just
No,
you just came back to your body?
I don't remember leaving my body. I don't remember coming back to my body.
Okay.
Remember, this was due to me being given morphine.
Yeah, exactly.
My reaction was so unusual. They actually would not give me morphine after they brought me back. I went up to the room with no pain medication after having parts of my intestines cutting out.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no, I'd be calling my morphine guy.
And you know, fortunately, we had a friend. She was a nurse anesthetist. She worked at that particular hospital, and she said, "I'll come in. You don't have to pay me. I'll monitor them." And so I eventually did get some pain medication. But that's how unusual my reaction was to it. So I don't remember leaving body. I don't remember coming back. I don't remember making it up to my room. There's a lot of things I don't remember.
Yeah. Because you were still out, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then so you see an old man. You've never met the man before, and then he tells you to come back. And then a couple years later, you're going through an album, and it's your great-grandfather.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, back then, of course, at 16, you want to be liked by everybody, right?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that wanted to explain to me what I experienced. You know, deja vu is a big explanation. Oh, you must have seen that photo book when you were younger, and it just came back to you like that. And of course, I had to start. I started to believe some of the things people were telling me about what I experienced, even though they didn't experience, you know, is the crazy part of it. And it was when doing some spiritual work, taking a look at my life, writing things down, you know, talking to somebody else about it, explaining what's going on, that I came back and revisited that experience. And it was in revisiting that experience in prayer and meditation that I realized that, you know what, this was my experience.
Have you like gone and because this is what you explained, you know, I've been studying NDEs, like, you know, before I had you on the podcast, and I've been learning, and I've heard the same exact story from other people and that had that same exact experience where they go and then they say they can't come yet. You know, one was with his father that passed away. I was just watching on a Netflix show, and he came to his father, who he had a fractured relationship with, and his father came to him and said, you have to go back, and they were able to mend their relationship, and tell each other they love each other, which they didn't do when he was on Earth. And then he came back and he said, you have to go back, and he's like, I'll go back on one condition, if you're here to meet me when I come back again. And they said, yeah, but it's a very common, like there's like groups, there's NDE groups that meet and have had similar experiences. And then the naysayers, the scientists, will say, well, it's your brain defending your death, and it's making, it's your brain. But but what happens when this happens, when you flatline and your blood stops pumping, your brain is not firing, it's not working at all. So how can you have this experience with your brain if your brain is not,
Yeah, I saw that in the documentary. There's no brain waves. They hooked it up. So yeah, what is this? Is this? And they were like, it's the spirit,
Yeah.
But yeah, the scientists are such killjoys, man.
They
just bum me out, bro. They're stupid.
That's why
I liked going to Hawaii. Because everything has a cool story behind it, It's like, how is that
volcanoes?
Yeah, how is that volcano formed? Oh, well, there once the sky god, and then there was a big fish, and they threw it into the water, and she got angry, and it's like cool. And scientists are like, oh, the glaciers. Like, shut up.
Yeah, go and study your bugs.
Yeah, go study your bugs, nerd. Yeah. Let me believe in souls and afterlife, man.
How has this changed your life? I mean, your outlook on life?
Yeah, it's now we're talking, we're going back 50 years.
Yeah.
So, so there's stages in that. There was a period in my life where I just totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Which was right afterwards. I mean, life was so good because there was absolutely nothing that bothered me.
Yeah.
Because you had all that morphine.
Yeah. I mean, I take a few when you leave the hospital. No. And so, right afterwards, it was great. And then there were the people who were the naysayers explaining to me what really happened.
Yeah.
And then that conflict of, okay, I got to believe what they tell me, or, okay, that makes sense, or whatever. And then it got to a point where I just kind of forgot about it. And it wasn't until I started going back and doing that inventory work that I got reacquainted with it.
Yeah.
And, life is so much easier. I mean, I'm at a point, and it's a lot of different things, but this is probably part of the bedrock of it, is that I know with an absolute certainty that regardless of what happens, I'm going to be okay.
I love that.
Can you imagine, it doesn't mean, there's ebbs and flows, there's roller coasters, there's things like that. But at the core, I know I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
So when somebody passes away, of course, I'm sad. I'm not going to see them for a while, and things like that. And there's that loss, and there's the mourning and grieving and all that stuff that's normal for us humans to do. But at the same time, it's not devastating because, one, I know they're in a great place.
Yeah.
And two, there's going to be a time when I'm going to get to see them again.
Yeah. You helped me through my brother's death. Because, I've always had a fundamental belief in something, and I didn't know what it was. So when my brother died, that, it's probably the hardest thing I've ever dealt with. And then, so I was really interested in like what happens and this and that. And when then you told your story, and then I hear your story, it gives me hope to know that, my brother's okay. And it's fun, there's been like, there's all these different type of experiences that people have. My brother's daughter, my niece, maybe a couple months after my brother had passed away, she called me one day and she goes, Greg, I had the most vivid dream last night that was beyond any type of dream I've ever had. And she said, Steve came to me, her dad, my brother came to her with his old dog, his favorite dog. And they were like in the mountains and stuff and nature, because my brother loved nature. And they had this whole conversation about about, that he was okay and that he can't always come to visit, but he just wanted her to know that he's okay. So anyway, it's just,
there's so many things that happen in life that just can't be explained. And of course, we want to explain them. So that's, that's what the scientists do for us. That's what people will do because they need to understand as well. They want to understand as well. And I've just come into acceptance that people are going to have their experience and let them have their experience. It may be true, it may not be. When I was in college, I was in a philosophy of religion class, and the class was split up, one to argue the non-existence of God and one to argue the existence of God. And both groups came up with the exact same conclusion.
They don't know?
To believe one way or the other way takes the same amount of faith.
That's good.
Because there are things that each one side accepts as true. And if you accept that to be true, then your argument starts to hold water.
Yeah.
But if you can't accept it to be true, it doesn't hold water. And it happens on both sides of that argument. So, that's where I found, my experience has now been something that I pay attention to. I don't dismiss something.
Hey guys, I'm Cecily, the producer of Good Things Are Happening. We got a sponsor. It's Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN or virtual private network, a tool that hides your online activities from third parties snooping around and collecting data, like the sneaky bastards that they are. When I travel, I set my location to home so that I can log in securely and work on behalf of my clients. I'm also learning Italian, and when I want to really get immersed, I can watch the news in Italian by setting my location to Rome or Milan. Protect your online privacy. Become invisible online with Surfshark VPN. And with our link, you save 83%. On the Surfshark One VPN Plus, you also get 3 months extra. That's $2.69 a month. Get Surfshark. Click the link in the description or on our website, goodthingspod.com, and surf safely with Surfshark.
There's been so many serendipity things or coincidences that have happened in my life. And I was watching a show about it, and it says that, you can open your consciousness and be aware of these things more.
Yeah, my dad's memorial is 2015. I was sharing my story at the memorial service. And it was interesting. It was in a nice little chapel, stained glass windows on the side and all that. And it was a cloudy day. And when I got to the point, and I saw the proverbial bright white light.
Yeah.
The sun came out, shone through the stained glass windows.
Wow.
Somebody sitting out there gasped,
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, nice job, Dad,
Yeah.
And to me, is it a sign or not? I don't know, but it kind of made me feel warm. So I liked it.
Same with me. Whether or not it's coincidence or not, it was, but if I look at all of them, all these little coincidences, I've had lots of them. There's, and I put them all on paper. It's almost like statistically impossible. There's not something,
I feel like there's got to be something. But you know how they talk about the white light? Do people ever see red lights? Or
I've seen that some people have had negative experiences.
Yeah. That would suck.
Yeah.
All right.
Red and blue lights. You get pulled over. It sucks.
So I've seen some people. It was there's a documentary. It's called Surviving. Was it Surviving Death?
Tiger King.
No.
Okay.
It's called Surviving Death, but it deals with and not everybody always had a pleasant experience, and it caused some people trauma and anxiety. Now that they said, because their minds have opened up and now they know the truth, it makes being on Earth not the same anymore. But I like your attitude where you appreciate. I mean, I just look at you. You got your You got your soul back. You're going on a cruise.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you look like the teacher who just retired.
Well, I am retired, and I believe in dressing the way I want to feel, and this is how I want to feel. You know? Yeah.
I apparently want to feel fat, so that's what I'm dressing as right now. Fun fat guy.
There was another story where it's these two women, their mom died, and before she was in hospice and stuff, and they said to her, send us a sign. It's in this documentary, Surviving Death, and they said, send us a sign, send us a cardinal, send us a cardinal when you go to the other side or whatever. So their mom had died, and a little while later, all of a sudden there's this bang on the window, right? And it's a cardinal like banging onto the window. And they end up having the cardinal, and the cardinal stays. You can see it on the documentary. The cardinal stays with them, and the cardinal's letting them pet the cardinal, and then they go outside to release the cardinal, and they throw it up, and it goes and it comes right back on her shoulder.
Oh, wow!
And it was this incredible moment, and then they finally they put that thing, but the cardinal didn't want to leave, so they thought it was a sign of their mom coming back and let him know that she loved him.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool.
Have you met any other people that have had similar experiences?
I haven't, and I haven't been drawn toward searching that out and all.
Yeah.
They have support groups.
I am interested when I hear a story and things like that. I mean, somebody recommended me to read this book, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's about a guy that he was in a coma, and he was aware of what was going on around him, but he also was in this other world, and it didn't sound like mine with the bright whites and all of that. It sounded more like a fantasy world with odd shapes and things like that. But the key to his story was this one little girl that kept flying around and showing up, and he would fly after her and then lose her, and then she would come back and just go back and forth. And at some point, he did come up with the name of whoever this girl was. Had no idea who it was. After he came out of the coma and he was explaining all this to people, at some point in time after that, he discovered that he was adopted, and he also had a sister, and his sister was that girl's name.
Whoa.
And she had passed away.
Wow. Oh, man.
And so somebody said it was like my story, because there's somebody that I knew but didn't know.
Yeah. Man. My dad's side is all Mexican, so they're going to be speaking Spanish. I don't even know what they're saying.
You're going to transition, and they're going to be like, hey, ¿qué pasó? No,
I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. I got to go back. I don't know. I'll get Duolingo. I don't know what you guys are saying.
You're going to come back and like study Spanish.
Oh, God. Imagine having to communicate with them for like all time. I got to figure it out. No, the Blanca light. I should learn Spanish, actually. When I did
no, but then they might take you sooner because you're ready.
Oh, that's true. I'm gonna put it off. Yeah. Well, I need to learn. I need to learn some Spanish.
You should learn.
When
Spanish,
I did DMT that time, that was one of the things that I was like.
What was you?
Like,
so I was
Spanish. Yeah.
I'm clean and sober now, so I can't do DMT. But it's same with you. But what was DMT like? Did you go and experience?
Yes. And what I hear is that whenever you die, you're close to death, DMT is released in your brain, and it gives you this euphoria and this it's like, I don't know what they call it, the God chemical, the God particle. No, not the God particle. That's some other shit. But it's this. It basically, it's a lot like that. You're kind of in this other world. It's very like spiritual. Very like this world, but not. And I definitely believe in something after this. Believe in something during this. While this is happening, we're here. I think there's a whole other dimension happening. That we can't comprehend because we're human.
Right.
I think there's time, space. I think there's aliens. I think there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot going on that we don't know.
That we can't even comprehend. We're human, you know?
Yeah.
I always feel like that. I'm like, because that's what I heard one time too when I did DMT. It was like, you're human and you will never understand. And yeah, that makes sense. You know how in the Bible they put God has no beginning and no end?
Yeah.
How is that possible? It's not, because in our minds we can't handle that. But it's like I don't know.
That was one of the descriptions in the people that went to the white light or whatever. They experienced there was no differentiation of time. Like they couldn't, there was no time thing, that a lot of the people could experience.
So yeah, there's no time. You could.
I don't know.
I would want to ask something like if I have a near death experience, I'm gonna ask something next time. Like, hey, if you can travel through time, what are the lottery numbers? Like, then there's probably some rules that they have.
They can't cheat.
What should I invest in?
But
what should I invest in?
Yeah, what should I invest in? NVIDIA.
Yeah. I had that's why I always liked the psychedelic drugs when I was growing up, because I always felt that I would access the subconscious.
Yeah.
Now I live a spiritual life. I pray, I meditate, I do all those things. I think I'm more aware of that voice, whatever that voice is, of the clear direction, the right path, the right intuitive thought or a decision. I'm more conscious of that voice now. But I remember doing drugs, mushrooms. Acid was pretty heavy, but I would access the subconscious. And I would see things and understand things that I didn't understand before. And I remember I would have these little mini awakenings on nitrous oxide at the dentist. And I think nitrous oxide cuts off the oxygen in your brain. In my opinion, I think it's I don't know if this is true. This is my philosophy, but it's like the onset of death, because you're cutting off the oxygen in your brain. But I would have these little spiritual awakenings or mini moments of clarity. And I had one in the dentist one time when I was active in drug addiction, that it was a voice that said, if you don't stop doing drugs, you're going to die.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa. So that voice, whatever that was, when I had that on nitrous, started the process for me realizing that I didn't want to die and I had to get help. So that DMT interests me, and the fact is it's like, are you accessing the subconscious? Are you seeing something that you normally wouldn't see without access to it?
I think you're using your third eye or something.
Okay.
And it's it's weird, man. I was I get into that from time to time where I'm like, oh, I just want to know more. But then I'm also I'm never going to know, And then it's
We don't want to know yet.
Nah, not yet. It's kind of like seeing whenever a movie reveals too much in the preview, I'm like, nah, I don't want to see it. Then I'm not going to see I'm not going to enjoy the movie.
What if you knew
Spider-Man dies? Or whatever,
you already told me.
What if you knew how good it was, and then you'd be like, well, why am I even here? This is hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is so beautiful and so wonderful and easy. Why even waste more time here? I don't know. I think maybe we're put on earth to learn lessons and evolve as whatever entities, and that we have to evolve.
Oh, like Pokemon?
Yeah. I kind of believe in
Pokemon
reincarnation.
Oh, okay.
And that you have to keep coming back if you don't keep it, evolving.
What if yours is just evolving into a really good actor? So that's why we got to do that.
That means I got 16 more lives to go.
We did that audition. It's like helping you. If you nail it, then you get to go to the next part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looks like I'll keep coming back. I'm screwed.
Nah, man, you're great.
So,
you guys want to do some DMT right now? No, I'm just kidding. Aiden? No.
The last thing I want to say about those drugs and accessing the subconscious. I always thought I'm using a false means to see something that, and if I continue down that path using that false means, I'm going to overstep my bounds and not be able to come back functionally,
Oh,
it's
into this body and
you can't cheat. You can't.
No,
keep
I
cheating.
feel like it is it's not good. You can't be doing it a lot. And I obviously I'm sober, but I don't do anything. I wouldn't do anything now. But it is, it feels like it was it's almost like you're getting a sneak peek of something, someplace you shouldn't be. But I don't know. All will be revealed.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep on eating my Chipotle and see what happens. Whoa!
Who's that?
Who's that? That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
Producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch, too.
Good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. Good Things Are Happening pod.com. Is that the website?
That is. Good thing.
Oh, yes.
All right. Oh,
I did.
love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have
We
socks.
should get socks.
We should get
Socks are coming.
Socks are coming.
But yeah, if you want to support the podcast, go to goodthingsareHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening. But it's good to know. And it's like, I'm so fascinated with your story and hearing other stories. It's good to know. I know for me personally that there's something, and it's like hearing your stories, like your great grandfather you never met. And then you saw him and it's like, and then you saw the picture of him. That's insane.
Yeah. Somebody once told me, and it resonated with me, because as humans, we're always seeking that spiritual experience, whether it's through drugs or whatever. But what they told me is, we're not human beings seeking a spiritual experience. We're actually spiritual beings having a human experience.
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
And so why am I here? I'm here to have that human experience, whatever that human experience is going to be.
Yeah. Maybe there's a line for it. And we're on this roller coaster that's like people have been our whole spirit lives we're waiting, like, oh, I got picked, I can be human.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You can just talk about this for hours.
There was another story that was in this documentary of a kid, and he was born with a memory of things that happened. And it was he was on a ship. He knew the name of the ship. He's like 4 or 5 years old. He knew the name of the ship. He knew all these people's names, and his father would wrote everything down or whatever. And he started researching. They found the ship. They actually had the people's names that this kid was able to remember. Wow. And he would always draw helicopters crashing. And
wow, that would freak me out.
Yeah, he was drawing helicopters crashing and this and that.
Seems like something Aiden would have drawn.
There was one person that died on that ship. They found the ship. All the people's names were accurate for who was on the ship, and one person died. It was he died on the helicopter crash.
Oh,
Wow.
So he came back, and that's and then as you get older, you forget those memories. But there's another one, a Hollywood actor who knew all these people, and then was able to name this and all these experiences. They made a list of all these things of his memories. They found this actor. They were able to find who the actor was who had passed away, and then they found his daughter. And so she verified all these things that he was saying, and then they actually met. And it was weird because, he was getting older and the memories were going away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you're meeting your dad as a kid, so.
Yeah, not so tough now.
Yeah. You remember that
grounded me now.
So anyway, I'm just fascinated by this stuff. And it's good for me to know that my brother's in a good place. My cousin's in a good place. The people that I've known that I love are in a good place.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Frank.
Aguilar is our friend, right?
Yeah.
He's in a good place. So
what do you think happens, Aiden? What's the high school perspective?
What's a 17-year-old's outlook on this?
On near-death experiences?
Yeah.
I read Jeffrey Long's book. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, but I read the book, and it's like everything we covered here today. The life review. I was watching ER, and there was this episode where the guy he dies, and then once he wakes up, he says that he was in like the corner of the room,
Yeah.
like on the ceiling, and yeah. So basically everything we covered here today, and that's why I'm not afraid of dying. That's why
He was in the corner of the room.
He was
in
so
the
that's
top corner, like he floated to the top and was watching down on.
The women's
so there's-
locker room.
I think
What a perv. Imagine that if you were a perv. You know,
you're like in the emergency room and you're like, oh, let's go to the dressing room.
Yeah. Little pervert spirit.
There's a couple kind of different experiences. There's the white light experience, which you know, I guess millions of people have the white light experience, and then there's the out of body experience where they can actually describe things that they wouldn't been able to describe. So,
right. While they were on, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're using this thing.
Yeah.
You're using this thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I heard someone say one time when they were looking at all these different things and they're examining, you know, near death experience, they called it life after life.
Oh,
Instead of life after death, they called it life after life.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very powerful.
Yeah.
Very
It's a
powerful.
great description.
Well, Tom, what a incredible podcast, man. That
Yeah,
was
this has
incredible.
all
Super
got us
fun.
thinking about everything now. I'm gonna drive very carefully on the way back. You know? We got
But you know
Aiden
what?
with me.
Like having this conversation, how does it impact our daily lives? You know, and it's right appreciating the things that we have.
Appreciating this. Yeah, we're all gonna die, so there's that. So kind of like get the most out of everything now, because this is a human experience. But also, it's like I think about that. So, like, you ever sometimes I'll just be driving, or I'll just be sitting down somewhere, and I'm like, this life doesn't feel real. Like it's real, but it feels like it's
You're
just weird.
there.
Like
Yeah.
here we are. I'm Dustin. I'm doing this podcast with these people. Like this just feels. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel real. You know, I feel like I should be on a TV show.
Yeah, like the Matrix. the Matrix,
Your
dude.
dreams that you're
Nah,
thinking
yeah,
about.
I feel yeah. Sometimes it's like this is just crazy, you know. And then just knowing we're all gonna die, like it's
That's
kind of
scary.
weird that we're able to just go on with life every day, just knowing like, oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
But we're just like, yeah, it's been doing it for a while.
When I was younger, I'd have like panic about it.
You did,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'd wake up from a nap or one of them and realize I'm gonna die and to be totally panicked about it. Now I'm pretty comfortable.
dude. I'm actually pretty comfortable now too. I'm kind of like, all right, well, yeah, people die. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's like
How do you feel about it?
You know, it's just part of life.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to happen. I have no control over that.
Yeah.
I might have control of how it happens, whether or not I, you know, drive off a bridge or you
Mhm.
know, take care of myself and do healthy
Yeah.
things. But even that, you don't know. You know, there's
Yeah.
plenty of healthy people that keel over from a heart attack or something. You know,
Mhm.
so it's just, you know, try to take care of myself, enjoy the day that I'm getting, make the most out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I keep my eyes open for my spiritual evidence that, you
Yeah.
know,
Me too.
that there's more to this life than maybe I understand.
Yeah.
And you know, it's gotten to a point of where no more spiritual evidence needed. I got so much of it now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a given fact to me.
Yeah.
But I like to encourage other people to keep their eyes open for that
Yeah.
spiritual evidence that happens every day. And you know, I used to ignore that, brush it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coincidence. Oh, that was that or whatever. You know what? That's why prayer, meditation, all these things, I think
I think there's something to that. Yeah.
that allows you to awaken
Yeah.
and see more clearly and hear that voice that's telling you the right path or whatever. You're more on track with whatever that voice is that's guiding you in life. You're more on track, and then things come in to block it. Selfishness, self-centered, ego, you know, and then that walls come up again, and you can't have access to, you know, that voice. But that's my outlook on it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for
Deep.
coming in, man. This is
Yeah,
heavy. This
Dustin.
is a
Yeah.
deep.
Thank
I've
you,
enjoyed
Tom.
it.
And you give me help for, you know, that my brother and my cousin and my family and the people, my friends that have passed before us are in a good place.
Well, I'm glad I could do that for you. You know, it's nice to be able to share that and just have a nicer day
Yeah.
because of it, you know.
Thank you so much, Tom.
My
Thanks,
pleasure.
Tom.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope we can't even talk about it. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.